Hello lovelies, we're back. I haven't moved. It's part 3 of my I've been here 6 months Q&A. Thank you so much thank you if you watched the other 2. Thank you especially if you're tuning in today to watch another one. We're nearly done. So we're carrying on with all the questions, and I'm just going down them in order. So I haven't sorted them into, I'm getting surprises because I've forgotten what some of the questions are. Liz asked, could you explain your health issues, please? Okay, I don't have health issues, I have a health issue, it's my knees. Will you still be having knee surgery? And there's multiple questions, so I'll just answer that one. Absolutely at some point in the future, but what I'm trying to do is delay the need to have surgery by getting fitter, getting my knees working better through physiotherapy, through just working them, and because also the fitter and stronger I am before surgery, the better my recovery will be, in theory anyway. So knee joints these days, they last about 20 years, so I'm only in my 50s now. That would mean they wear out in my 70s. What am I going to do for the next 20 years? So I think it's something that I would consider it as I get into my late 60s, maybe 70. So it's a long way off yet, but that's fine. In the meantime, I keep working and getting stronger every day. She also asked, do you receive any benefits due to your disability? No, because I don't consider myself disabled. It's things take me longer, some things are a bit more awkward. There are some things I simply cannot do at the moment, but no, I don't get any benefits. I'm not considered disabled. So that's it in a nutshell, really. Doing the work. Nicole said, you've mentioned about increasing growing space by lifting some of the patio pavers. How much would it increase your growing space? Would it double your growing space? No, I don't know how much extra space, maybe only a couple of square metres, so it's certainly not going to double my growing space. But this is a good point to mention, actually, because someone mentioned how my gorgeous Sue bench is taking up a lot of space, and I'm losing growing space because of that. That's fine, because the garden is actually serving 2 purposes, really. Yes, I want to be able to grow a bit of my food out there. It's nowhere near, it's a minuscule amount of soil compared to my allotment. That's fine. Just as long as I can grow a bit, I'm happy. But the big thing with the garden is it's an extra room from May right through till September. It's a dining room and a living room, it's a whole extra living space. So the garden it's not just about cramming as much veg in as possible or flowers. It's about having a space to eat, to relax, to entertain, to work. It's a great space for me to live in as well as grow in. So I don't know how much extra space I'm going to get from lifting some of the slabs. It'll just be a bit, but that'll be fine. I'm actually pleased with what I've got. So it has taken quite a lot of adjustment to get used to not gardening on the allotment scale. So for instance, have I mentioned this? I used to grow about 350 bean plants each year. So 350 bean seeds. Here, 13, 10. It's just it's such a whopping, shocking difference. But just the fact that I've got a whole extra room to my flat more than makes up for a lack of growing space. Having an extra room it's such a big deal. And the minute it's dry and nice, it's like, I'm out in the garden to do whatever. Like I said, it could be relaxing, it could be entertaining, it can be working. It's brilliant. And I don't want to lose that. I love it. So, Carissa said, Is there anything you thought you absolutely hated about the house, but now has grown on you? So, I wouldn't say things have grown on me, but I'm just so used to them, they don't bother me as much. So, for example, the downstairs lavatory, it's all downstairs, the loo room, the grey tiles and the black countertop. I really still don't like those things at all. But I've got plants in there now, a few of my own bits and bobs. So I'm just used to it. The bathroom, I really hated all the surfaces being tiled. It just feels cold, and it still does. But I'm in there for such a short amount of time. I mean, I literally go in, do my shower, or brush my teeth, whatever it is. So that, I can live with it. It's fine. It can just stay. The kitchen, there's so much about the kitchen I don't like. It's like the kitchen is of two halves. The side that my table is on and my built-in with all my crockery. I love that side of the kitchen. But the working side of the kitchen, I still loathe passionately. That black countertop. Horrible. The high gloss grey cabinet, horrible. So you're asking, has anything grown on me? None of those things have grown on me. I just don't, I try not to let them bother me, just get on with things. And of course the kitchen is full of all my bits and pieces now, and so much more character and personality and warmth just from having my stuff in there, that I can definitely live with the kitchen for a couple of years while I'm saving to replace all those, just replace it. The loo and the bathroom, maybe they'll never be replaced. Just live with them. Because I'm not in there much, so that's fine. So no, none of the things I hated have grown on me. I just try to not let them bother me as much as it did. I mean, that first day walking in, I came in here, it's like, yay, look at the garden from the bedroom window, yay, going to the kitchen. Oh, it's so dark and depressing and horrible. But like I say, my stuff has livened it up a bit, so that's good. Thank you. Good question, Carissa. Lynn says, you're uncomfortable about, I wonder where this was going. She says, I've been uncomfortable about asking this. She asked, what steps would you recommend to someone thinking of starting a YouTube channel? Don't. Any good resources or tips on how to learn to edit software, etc., etc.? I use VideoPad for my editing. I used to use it was like a Word thing. It was already on the computer, but then when my computer broke in January 2020, was it then? Yeah. Had to get the new computer. That program was no longer there, so I had to find a new one. Didn't have a clue. Richard and Paul were really helpful. They actually came over for the day because I was panicking. So I had about 3 different possibilities of editing software to use. Just played around with a couple of, they were like samples you could try before you buy. So I went with that one just because it's simple, and the ergonomics of it all seems rational to me. And really you just learn as you go along, you teach yourself. So for instance, things like speeding up or slowing down or adding effects, I kind of forget that all that's available. And then every now and again I think, I'd like to speed this up. Oh yeah, I can speed it up. And because I haven't done it for so long, I have to relearn it. It's like, that's how it goes. So I think in terms of good resources for learning how to do it, the best resource is yourself. I mean, I've never looked at a how-to video. They probably exist. These days, there's something on YouTube for everyone, isn't there? How to edit a video is probably out there. The best resource is you and time and playing. If you're not pressured to make money from it, film something, let's say you go with Canva, not Canva, sorry, that's my thumbnail software. Let's say you go with something like VideoPad for editing your videos. Make a 10-minute video of whatever, anything, and get it onto the software and play. See what you know, oh, I can add music, oh, I can add a colour effect, oh, I can speed up, I can slow it down, oh, I can add text on the top. I'm probably not the best person to come to for advice on this. That's how I learned. I learned from just doing it. I learned from doing something and it looking rubbish and having to wipe it all clean and start again and trying again and failing miserably and then trying and then going, oh, I like this bit, what did I do? Or I have to try and remember what I did to make it right. It's that act of just doing it over and over and over again. And yeah, just keep playing and exploring. And then suddenly it becomes second nature. And then you forget actually how you did learn it. You just learned from doing and trying. Sorry, I was sarcastic when you said, what would I recommend to someone thinking of starting a YouTube channel? And there's me saying, don't. Honestly, I don't know what to recommend because I don't understand how YouTube works. People always talk about the algorithm. I would say, in all honesty and seriousness, I'm going to be serious. The steps, there aren't any steps as such, but I would just say film what you want to film what you like, film what interests you, what excites you, talk about what you're passionate about. I think you have to do YouTube for yourself primarily, which sounds really selfish and contra to what I try to do in videos, which is sharing. But if you know, I'm not going to go into them, but there's a ton of negative stuff to do with doing social media and YouTube, a ton of it. So you jolly well better enjoy what you're doing to counter all the horrible stuff that comes with it. So if you're happy, if you want to make films of, you know, some people say that the more niche your channel is, then the better. But if it's really, really niche, let's say, I know Frugal Jane was saying this recently, Shoestring Jane, that there's only so many times you can talk about being frugal. There's only so many ways you can say stop spending on unnecessary junk, save, whatever. And then what's she going to talk about? Because her channel is niche. I mean, I love her. I love her to bits, and I hope she does come back. But YouTube say that kind of niche channel, that's where you're successful. But yeah, then you run out of things to say. Whereas if you've got a mixed channel like mine, it might be some cooking, there might be a book, there might be some gardening. Then at least it gives you different options, especially if the weather's bad and you can't garden, you can do something inside. So yeah, again, I think I'm one of those wrong people to ask, but do it because you want to do it because you enjoy it, do it because it's something that excites your passion, or that you just have a really burning desire to share with the world because you think the world will be a better place for sharing it. And more than anything, initially keep your expectations low. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of channels out there with 27 subscribers, all of them the creator's mum and her friends. And you know, they plug away for a year and never get anywhere. It can be so disheartening. There are other channels, they put one video out and for some reason it just hits the zeitgeist and goes viral, and suddenly, you know, this creator skyrockets, but then they don't have more videos to back it up, and so the whole channel falls apart again. Film what you want to film. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer. And I'm aware that all might have sounded negative, and I don't mean it to be. I'm just wanting to caution a bit of realism about it and managing expectations. Evelyn says she's 40, single mom, she's moving at the same time as me, also had the sale purchase moving ordeal from hell. Ooh. Can you please share with us what's your outlook now? Oh, I thought she was talking about the house move. Oh, okay, this is an interesting one. Personal. What's your outlook on finding love again? What would you be looking for in a person? I've noticed you've been hinting that it'd be nice to have a partner. Okay, that was a sarcastic moment in a video. Just want someone to delegate the work to. Okay, well, in a nutshell, what's my outlook now on finding love again? Yeah, not interested. Been there, done it. It's like fail, 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 heartbreak, not interested. I'd rather just get on with my life as I am. I have lovely friends, get my cuddles from my friends. So as to what I'd be looking for in a person, a blooming miracle, because they're not out there. Look, there are some lovely guys out there. I've got lovely male friends who, they are guys, and they are gorgeous with their wives and partners. I'm not hating on all men. I'm a really rubbish picker. I don't trust myself to pick anymore, so it's a write-off. It's just, if something happens, let it happen, but I'm not chasing it, I'm not looking for it. I mean, you're saying that you're 40 and single, so I wonder if you would like to actively pursue finding someone. It seems these days everything's done online, doesn't it? Which, to me, that would not. I just don't think I would like that. Just the idea of being swiped like cattle market. I think I'd much rather find someone by joining groups, joining activities, going to night school, doing a night school course and maybe meeting someone. But honestly, everyone's got too much baggage. By our age, everyone's got too much baggage. Leave it well alone. Don't be so cynical, Vivi. Sorry, Evelyn. If you are looking for someone, good luck. But just don't settle for anyone. You deserve the best. Deborah, do you like living in a tourist area? Will you enjoy the quieter seaside months? Well, I love living in a tourist area because I love living here. And because it's so gorgeous, tourists want to come. So, you know what? You have to take the rough with the smooth. If you want to live somewhere as beautiful as this, other people are going to want to come and have a bit of it too. The way I see it is how lucky that I get to stay here after the holiday's over. For me, it's not about looking down your nose at tourists. When I see people looking in the estate agents, holiday makers, looking in the estate agents, dreaming like, wouldn't it be lovely to live here? And I walk past and I think, I do. So I love living in a tourist area. It's a tourist area for a reason. It's because it's beautiful and people want to come here. I'm happy to share it with people. I loved the hubbub around Carnival. It was crazy mad busy, but I loved it. It was so full of life and energy, and that's great. I also like, now we're coming out of season, I like quiet Swanage too. I've always loved Swanage in the winter. Excuse me. That's because, I love Swanage full stop. I love it at all times of the year. I love it when it's quiet. I love it when it's busy. It really is the best of all worlds for me, in a way. I get that lively, buzzing craziness of Carnival, like I used to enjoy the lively, buzzy craziness of London, but I do get the peace and quiet the rest of the year. So I will enjoy the quiet months, but I will also look forward to the noisy months again next summer. Can't wait for Carnival next year. Don't know what the theme is yet. Bronwyn asked, have you had much contact with the other occupants, and do you have friendly neighbours? All my neighbours are lovely, so as in beyond the building, they're all lovely. There've been some some tomatoes that have gone handed over the wall, because I've had so many tomatoes, and sharing of produce. So yeah, they're all. What was the question? You're friendly. They're all really friendly, and in terms of contact with the other people. So yes, not the owner of the very top place, but it's rented out. So yes, get on with that neighbour. I get on with everyone. I just get on with everyone. What's the point of not getting on with people? But the place above, when they're in and out to clean, every time there's a guest changeover, and when it's her dad comes to clean it, we always end up gas bagging. Oh dear. No, it's lovely. They're all such lovely people, and I couldn't have hoped for better in terms of neighbours. And obviously relationships build over time. So I feel that's what's happening is that the relationships are building, bonds are getting a bit stronger, we're all getting to know each other a bit more and getting to like each other more. So not I didn't like people, but yeah, to just having a real fondness for them all now. So yeah, love it. And I think we're nearly coming to the end. Heather Jameson, now that you're all settled, what was the absolute worst thing you had to deal with about the move? Oh God, there's so much of it. Do we really want to drag that up again? Okay, quickly. My buyer's solicitors seemed to be clueless. Neglectfully clueless. There were parts of the law that they obviously didn't understand, didn't know, which nearly made the whole thing get nixed. Yeah, they were awful, absolutely. But thank God my solicitor was brilliant and a fantastic lawyer. She knew her law, she was brilliant. So that was awful. My freeholder in the last place was an absolute nightmare, and he nearly scuppered things. So yeah, the worst parts of it were undoubtedly it was when things were in other people's hands, other people's control, and they didn't know what they were doing and they weren't doing it. I'm doing my job right, you need to do yours, and they weren't. I can feel myself, I can feel it all coming back. I'm going to stop talking about it there, but yeah, her solicitors and my freeholder, between them, nearly killed the whole thing, and I would have had to kill them, wring their little throats. I'm kidding. I do not advocate violence. Donna says, I would love to hear more about your acting days. I've talked about it in all sorts of videos over the time. Would you consider getting involved with Amdram in your neck of the woods? No, I'm not learning lines and getting on a stage if you're not going to pay me. No, look, Amdram, I know people have a lot of fun with Amdram. Go for it if you want to. When I was younger, when I was about 10 or 11, I was acting on and off, but I was always gagging to be in more shows and more shows and more shows. I just wanted to perform. So I joined a local Amdram group, and it was so full of politics. The woman whose husband is the president of the Amdram Association, who couldn't act her way out of a paper bag, always gets the lead role, always in the lead, even though she's now 75 and she wants to play, Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. It's like, mate, you're a bit old for Juliet. But yeah, that one experience, enough to put me off. I don't have time to be doing Amdram. If I've got spare time, I'd rather join the gig racing club, not necessarily to race a gig. I don't know, that my knees wouldn't be up to that, but to join in some other way, like on their more social side or fundraising side, that would be loads of fun. Wendy, I think we might have covered this slightly in the previous two. Having lost weight, has it been easier on your knees? Is surgery something you'll still need? I will definitely need surgery because my bones are crumbling. I'm bone on bone and the bones are crumbling. But that'll be further down the line. The improvement in my knees recently, it's all sorts of factors that have come together. So the weight loss has helped. Doing physiotherapy every day has helped, and trying to walk a bit further every week has helped. So everything combined, I think if I'd only done one of those 3 things, there would have been some improvement, but not as much. I've had really good improvement. Still really painful, but I can go further and I'm stronger. And that's brilliant. And that will delay surgery. Yay! Chuffed about that. Absolutely chuffed. Thank you, Wendy. Wyatt, thank you for your kind words. Are you tempted to grow things that you haven't before? Herbs, vegetables? No, not really. I did all sorts of weird and wacky and wonderfuls when I was on the allotment, and even things like showing that you can grow chickpeas in the UK, lentils, the achocha. I mean, I did all sorts of stuff. The difference being, of course, on the allotment, there was room to experiment. If I do one row of something and it completely fails, well, I haven't, my phone's about to be, I haven't used up too much space. Here, the space is so limited. There's no space for experiments, really. I'm happy to just grow tomatoes and some squash and a couple of cucumbers, and that'll do me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with my lot. So the short answer is no, I'm not tempted to grow new things. I had loads. I really, really enjoyed those allotment years and all sorts of weird and wonderfuls, but that was a chapter, and I was really happy to have it, but that chapter is now shut and this is a new one. I answered this online. Someone was saying the racks on the wall, because I was saying how my electricity thing on the readout, the digital readout, was going up and up and up and up and up. And someone was asking about the racks on the walls in my kitchen and bathroom, if they were contributing to the excess electricity usage at night. Actually, they are radiators and they're run by gas. They run off my boiler. They're nothing to do with electricity, and I've had the heating off since back in the beginning of May, so no, they're not contributing to my fuel bill. They will start to, because I'm going to start to put the heating on. It's getting chillier by the day. And then finally, Pink Slippers 70s, great name, she said, you look radiant, thank you so much, lovely. She said, how much weight have you lost so far? A lot. And we're going to leave it at that. And I still have more to lose. I'd like to do another, well, it doesn't matter, actual numbers, but I've plateaued a bit in the summer. I was kind of expecting that, not necessarily because of the summer, I was expecting to plateau, but also because I've had so many visitors and bits and bobs, little extra treats here or there, not too many, but that I had, big weight loss to begin with, and then it's kind of slows down a bit, really good weight loss still, but slows, and now it's flatlined a bit. That's okay, not worried. It just means, like I said, I was expecting it. It just means after this little last tranche of visitors, we're going to, as we head into winter, I don't think people are going to want to visit. But I'm going to just sort of refocus. So I think probably by the end of October, I'm going to say, right, let's just refocus and almost start again. I'm not starting again, obviously, but just go back to the thinking and the discipline that I started with in January, and just bring that to bear again, and just check, did I allow have I been allowing an extra 100 calories in? Have I been having an extra apple and an extra portion of yogurt each day? Whatever it is. So yeah, really get focused again and lose the last bit. I think I'm 2/3 of the way to where I want to be, which is great. All right, lovelies, that's my bell going. That's all my questions. So actually, that's timed perfectly. Having the little buzzer go off after 30 minutes, brilliant. So, yeah, thank you so much for supplying the questions, because without your questions, there wouldn't be a video. So thank you ever so much for that. And what a what a massively eclectic, big range of all sorts of ideas and areas that folk were asking about. So I'm half expecting to see my cousin come back. I really appreciate the thought that went into your questions, and that you all kind of gave questions dealing with all sorts of things. Brilliant, really interesting. And some of them stumped me. Going back to that one about why do you love wild swimming, I still don't know the answer. I need to write that on a piece of paper, maybe dream about it, and maybe in my dreams I'll get the answer. Lovely people, that's it. I'm just trying to think, I'm looking at that to think what's next, because we're done with queuing and Aing now. I think I know what's next, but I'm going to keep stum about it for now, just in case it's not. Either way, in 3 days' time, you'll see me and we'll be doing the next thing. So, until then, deep breath, stay well, be well. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Until then, cheerio.